Just a quick one to finish. I think have I already said that? One prediction each, something that you think will be different in 2026, or if that's too tough, something that you'd like to change about our industry. Do you want to go first, Neil?
Sure. And again, thanks for having me. It's been great to be on your podcast again, Mike. I always enjoy this.
Is that the thing that you hope
2026.
happens in 2026, that you don't have to come on again?
I, I hope you have me on every week. No, in all seriousness, I think that look, I mean, I don't think that the volatility and the chaos is going to subside in 26. To be honest with you, I think we're kicking the can down the road on some things. I think there's going to continue. I think it will subside because I think, a lot of the big announcements and the heavy lifting will be out of the way in 25. I think it'll subside. I think we'll be in a new normal, but we'll start to see the real impacts of this new normal, right, as we head into 26. I don't think we're going to see the impacts right now. What are the inflationary impacts truly going to be, right? Where are the trade flows truly going to sort of move to as we get a little bit more stability with some of the decision making? The one other thing I'd like to see in 26 and even beyond is I'd like to see sort of the regulators, worldwide come to appreciate our industry more, to support us. I think this industry makes the world spin. It truly does. People don't give us the credit, and this industry, the credit that's due in terms of the impact that it has, right? And so I'd like to see regulators make it easier for us to do our more work than harder. And this has been sort of on my wish list for years, right? And I think we've made some progress, but we're still behind the curve. And so I'd just like to see more of that. I know Brandon's always up on at least Capitol Hill, pounding his hand on the table, making sure that air freight gets heard. And I think we just need a lot more of that. We need regulators to respond. So that's my wish for 26.
Well, I'll have to go straight to Brandon there then. What's on your wish list, Brandon?
Well, I got to tell you, because I agree with Neel, but, in that the logistics business has never got any street cred. We were the ones that no one paid attention to at the cocktail parties, but we're having a resurgence now. So that's a good thing. The other thing is that my dad used to tell me he got through World War II because he was always told you could stand anything as long as there's an end to it. And I think this too shall end. In one way or another, and we'll adapt. And I think that's important. There's a blessing here, and I think that it has brought this whole situation has brought freight forwarders and airlines closer to the customer. We're communicating more now, and you have to keep that communication up, and that I think is really important. But and I predict we're going to be focusing on a lot of other things like airport truck area cargo congestion. We've got a GAO study that just came out that validates the assertions of the Airforwarders Association. So we're going to start dealing with that on Capitol Hill. So there's a lot of positive stuff going on, but we're going to have some uncertain times ahead, and we need to be ready for them.
And Damian, it's your first time on the Freight Buyers Club, and this is your drop the mic moment, isn't it? Have you got something brilliant to finish on? Share tips, perhaps. What's your forecast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wish I did have mine. No, maybe that extra runway at Heathrow, or maybe that's just too ridiculous, isn't it? I'm dreaming now.
Dream on.
That's your 2036 wish.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Getting ahead of myself there. No, well, just following on from what Neel said about, everything that's happened this year, the kind of that actually coming to fruition next year, the impact of that coming to fruition, just the way e-commerce supply chains are just going to change next year, I think. We're just going to see these companies. I think overall, e-commerce is here to stay. It's a fundamental change in the way we shop. It's not going to suddenly disappear overnight. I'm not buying something off of Amazon because it's cheaper. I don't think it is that much cheaper than the high street now. It's because it's convenient. It's easy. I don't have to get in my car and drive there. So e-commerce is here to stay, but the way those e-commerce goods are moved around the world and where they're moved from, I think, that's going to be a huge change. It's going to start coming to fruition next year, and it's probably going to result in more ocean shipping and people and these e-commerce platforms storing stuff in warehouses closer to the final market, because that's going to be the easiest and cheapest way of doing it. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for the air cargo industry to contend with. But as we've said throughout this, is, you know, air cargo is best when it's in a corner and it's got challenges to take on. So yeah, bring it on.